Hi everybody, today we're making primary and secondary colors in a color wheel, but we're going to do those as circles and then faces, so we're having a lot of fun with it. You want to pick something that you can trace around that's got a circle, and this is a good size circle with the water bottles that we have here at school. The first one is right up in the middle on my piece of paper. You're going to need crayons or markers or watercolors, whatever you have around the house. I could do this any way with any of those, but with markers, if I had those, I could color in and then blend water and a brush to make that color smooch out and really cover the circle. And so I have 3 circles right now that I've traced around, and I need 3 more. So I'm doing a primary and secondary color wheel. Now I'm trying to scooch this one in and then have the one at the bottom. Let's see if it'll fit. I'm just trying this right now. And this will be close, and that's all right. I could have scooted that a little further. That'll have 5. And then maybe I can put one in the middle. And that's going to be off a bit. Let's try this. I may do it again. You never know. I do things a couple times to make sure that's the way I want to do it. And that might overlap a little bit, but that's okay. This is kind of cool. There's one right in the middle. So I have 6. Now there's yellow, red, and blue, but then there's also orange and purple and green. And I hope that this works out fine, but any old way that you can put your 6 circles of some size. They shouldn't be as small as a quarter. You'd want them bigger than that. I was thinking the end of this cup would work fine. It's smaller than this, and you could trace around that. I see quite a few things in the art room that are circles, but you just need 6 circles. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. So let me show you what we're doing. Our primary colors are red, and then yellow, blip, and then what's the last primary? You know this. If you said blue, you are correct. So there's blue. So those are our primary colors. Now, with blue and yellow, what do those two mix? Well, they mix green. So I'm going to put green right here. So 1, 2, 3, they make that. Well, yellow and red make orange. So I'm putting it here. Now, red and blue make, if you said purple, you are correct. So there's purple. So I have 1, 2, 3 primaries, 1, 2, 3 secondaries that the primaries make, right? So I've got that. Let me start to color this in. And you can color this in any way. Remember, you could do this with crayon, you could do this with paint. If you're using markers like me, try not to drag your hand through it and make a messy picture. You want it to look nice and clean. Doing your best work, probably. And then I can trace that with a black marker if I want to and make it look real sharp. Now, you can put a face onto this, or you could draw feet or arms, or you can do anything you want with these shapes once you've got them filled in. But my purple is pretty much finished. Try and fill it in neatly. So that's purple. Putting that back and putting the cap on it. My orange is right here. Use the wide part, the chisel, and it's probably the easiest way to fill this in. Markers are pretty quick if you go back and forth pretty quick. They're quick. I like them. Not my favorite material, but I use them a lot on these projects, so you can blend with them. You can do a lot of things, but just do your neatest work inside the lines on this if you can. And there's orange, so that's fine. I did have red. I don't know if it's, yeah, it's kind of dried out. So we might go with another orange, red, find another marker. My things wear out too. I have to get new sometimes. I've worn these out this year. So that says red. And, you know, if we really wanted to, we could go over that. But just for today, you're seeing what it is. Hopefully you can fill yours in better than I have with that red that's not doing so well anymore. And I'm coloring this in. Go up to the line and just pull that marker to you, and it's easier when you do. That way you can stay in the lines. And we're doing a good job with this. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 1/6 of the way done. We're over half. And go slow, go right next to, I turn my paper when I'm working sometimes, depending on what I'm doing, especially if I'm cutting a circle or drawing a circle. I like to turn the paper. And then I can erase all my pencil lines that I don't need anymore. Or if I went over, you know, drawing around that, tracing around that water bottle. So I'm pushing hard to get that to color in, and that looks pretty good. And it says blue, so I'm happy with that. Now, my yellow is right over here, and it's gonna go right next to that purple. Do you know what color purple and blue make, or purple and yellow make together? I don't think it's really a color. Let me show you. I've got this, got a little piece of scrap here. Now, I'm always saying, don't go yellow over purple or black or blue or anything like that. So that's why I put my yellow down first. You see it right there? Let's blend purple over yellow. What's it do? Kind of a brownish purple. Yeah, so that's one quick way to make brown, which is a tertiary color. Let me put brown there so you see how close that is. And then if you did orange and blue. So these are tertiary, third colors, boys and girls. We're only doing primary and secondary. So here's blue and orange, color complements. Kind of a greenish brown. See how that's different? So I did red, or orange and blue there. Now if I did red and green, where the Christmas colors are red and green, what color does this make? Almost a blackish. Yep, that's a way to make black, or a darker green color. So we've got our primaries and secondaries, red, yellow, blue. Those are primaries. You can't mix those. Those are just what they are. You have to buy those. And then with those, if you mix yellow and blue, you get green. If you mix red and blue, you get purple. If you mix yellow and red, you get orange. So now that we know that, we can clean up our lines. We can trace again if we want to with that black crayon. I kind of like to clean this up, get rid of it so it's nice. I don't want it to look crummy. Doing neat work today. Yes, I am. And then I want to make sure sweep or blow that off before I try to draw over it, because it can be a real mess. So take your time to trace this, and I'm using a crayon right now because it's going to make an immediate black line, and it's going to look nice and sharp. My marker might not be as dark or as new as I would like it to be, so black crayon never lets me down. It always makes a really good black line. I hope you're thinking about what you're going to do with your circles. Once you get them traced, what are we gonna make out of these? Well, we said we could make a face or a body or anything just to draw something in. You could draw the letter. And I think that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna change my mind and I'm going to draw the letter that color starts with. So I'm gonna put a B for blue, and I'm gonna put an R for red and a Y for yellow. And that's gonna be pretty cool. So almost done with that. Let's see. Pulling that crayon, going around the bend. So I've got red, yellow, blue, purple, orange, and big green. So I've got all these colors mixed together. I could put this with this to get that. I could get this with this to get that. And I could get this with this to get that. And so that's kind of cool. Now we have our primary and A and D, you know that word, secondary colors. Primary and secondary colors. Red, yellow, blue, orange, purple, green. We've got them all. Boys and girls, you've just made your very own primary and secondary color wheel. Hopefully you've filled it in nicely. You've used the correct color, because pink is not red. Pink, not red. Different thing. Rosa is light compared to red. So it's got that value, it's got that hue, it is that color. Give it that correct name. You could write the whole word, or you could just write the letter like I did. And there you go. You have your primary and secondary color wheel with circles. If you want to do a second one and enjoy drawing faces and hats on them, or anything you'd like to do, you can. But show me that you know these. Draw these circles, trace it with something. I used a water bottle. I just drew around them first with a pencil, and then I colored them in with markers. And then I used my black crayon to trace and to draw the letter in. So there you have it, your primary and secondary color wheel.